Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE NXT on August 5th, 2015, and actually this show was rather good. It didn't really fall flat. Promo-wise, it was good setting up everything going into the NXT TakeOver special. Plus they also had a couple matches in there that didn't just work as enhancement matches. And they started off the show with one of those with Charlotte and Bayley. Those two put on a really good match, like one-on-one match way back at one of the other NXT specials, and they put on another really good match here. And this has been this continuation of building Bayley towards probably a title match at the NXT TakeOver special, which is what you saw with her promo afterwards as well. Like I said, this match, really good match, and story building wise, they're building more around Bayley than they are, saying, a rivalry between her and Sasha Banks, because they're building this aspect that Bayley's overcoming these challenges she's had since she started, like her challenge with Emma when Emma came back and did her heel turn on her, so they got her through that, her challenge with having to beat Charlotte to try to prove that she's one of the best and everything in that aspect. So now they've had her beat Charlotte, and now she has a #1 contenders match with Becky Lynch, which makes it seem another area where they're gonna try to show that she's overcoming these challenges that she had problems with in the past, leading into an NXT Women's title shot. So I actually do like the way that they're building it. They're not necessarily building it around a rivalry. They're building it around a person overcoming the challenges they had to try to get to that spot, and trying to get into another NXT title match, women's title match there. So I like where they're going with the Bayley side. They don't necessarily need Sasha in this case, at least until the week before the actual NXT special, to kind of build something between the two of them at that time. So we'll see how everything works out in the end with them in this case as well. Dawson and Weiler. It was like Scott Dawson, and I don't know the first name, but Weiler is his last name in there. Went up against the Hype Bros, Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder. Interesting how they decided to go with this. They've been building the Hype Bros up in the terms of giving them wins and everything. They give them the win inside this match, but they've also shown that they want to do something with Weiler and Dawson here, because mainly because they had them get their heat back after the match by beating down both Mojo and Zack Ryder. So it shows signs of them wanting to build both teams here into something, and we'll see where they go along with it. Like I said, we'll just see where they go along with it. I'm not sure whether or not I'm truthfully liking where they're going, but overall, not a really bad aspect to anything what they were going for there. They're just trying to build both teams, and they did them in they did that building in two different ways here. The match, or not match, you had a backstage vignette with actually it has a couple backstage vignettes. You had one with the Von Villains basically setting up their NXT tag team title match at the NXT special, and you also had like how William Regal was saying, maybe you should do something about Alexa Bliss, trying to find somebody to counteract her or something like that. So we'll see where they actually go along with everything there. Other backstage vignettes, you had one for a guy who's going to be debuting at the NXT special, Apollo Crews. People know him as, I forget the name because I'm not too familiar with all the indie promotions and all the indie guys coming in. But, in WWE he's going to be called Apollo Crews. Apparently really good. I haven't really seen much of his stuff, so we'll see how everything works at the NXT special with him. You also had another Bull Dempsey trying to get fit video package, so they're working around all of that right now. Actually kind of good backstage vignettes with Bull Dempsey there. I'm kind of liking where they're going with it, and see how much further they're going along with this. It's like kind of a road to retribution for how they wanted to build this storyline with him, because he got tired out in the middle of a match by just running around, and doing these getting into shape videos have been one of those things that they're trying to build him to, like almost like a redemption type status in the terms of his storyline. So we'll see how far they go along with that. You also had 2 interviews, one with Kevin Owens, one with Finn Balor. You had Michael Cole interviewing Kevin Owens, setting up how, with everything that happened with the contract signing and then what William Regal had said, making Kevin Owens a little bit paranoid, saying, oh, now maybe he's going to do, put a crooked referee in there, challenging Finn Balor to a ladder match in there, which you got the response in Byron Saxton's interview with Finn Balor, him talking about, going around with Sami Zayn and like trying to get advice on what he needs to worry about with Kevin Owens, and accepting the ladder match. So you'll assume that they'll probably do something with William Regal saying is like, okay, this will be a ladder match probably within the next week or so. So we'll see where they go along with that. Two decent promos from both of those guys. I actually did thoroughly enjoy both of those, and set up very well for the title match without having any kind of real interaction between the two of them going into the NXT title match. Tyler Breeze had an enhancement match, which was pretty much there for him to, for William Regal to come out and make the announcement. It's like you won a competition to make you a star on the map, and he gives him Jushin Thunder Liger. And then they did a really good video package showing some of his old, a lot of the older stuff, but showing off like some of the stuff that he did in WCW and other areas as well. I like the video package that they did. I'm glad to see Jushin Thunder Liger coming into NXT, even if it's just for a night. He can, from what I've been able to gather, he can still really go in the ring, even at an advanced stage, and it'll be fun to see him and Tyler Breeze have a match at the NXT special. This leads into the main event of the night, which was Rhino and Samoa Joe. Really good match. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this match between the two of them. Samoa Joe, in the terms of what I've seen so far on NXT, and I've seen him on what I've also seen in the past, he's come off a little flat while being in NXT, though it's kind of interesting where they're going to be going with him at this point, because some of the people he was feuding with are now going to the main roster. In this case, such as Kevin Owens, he was kind of feuding with Kevin Owens the second he came in, but now Kevin Owens is pretty much going to be on the main roster most of the time, so you don't have anything there. I'm looking forward, like you saw in the video package weeks ago, that it looks like him and Baron Corbin are going to have some kind of feud here in the very near future, and I would really like to see that feud and see where they go along with it. And maybe this is something that they'll set up something really quick between the two of them that can lead into the NXT special, because I would like to see something more out of Samoa Joe at the NXT special than just a squash match of some kind. So we'll see where everything goes in there. I like the match with him and Rhino. They built up to that one pretty well. Now I want to see where they go with Samoa Joe next, whether it be Baron Corbin or in some other feud here in the very near future. So overall, I felt this week's NXT was actually a pretty good one. It was actually a fairly entertaining NXT. It wasn't just about it wasn't just kind of enhancement matches and no real story building, not too much in the terms of story building going on there. You had a lot of story building going in there, and some matches that were a couple really good matches there with Charlotte and Bayley and Samoa Joe and Rhino in there as well. So overall, this week's NXT came off really good. You had some good interviews, good story building, and some really good matches to go along with it. So that is my review this week for WWE NXT, and I thank you guys for watching.